Hi, I'm Jim with Strictly on Security, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how you can protect yourself from fake IRS correspondence scams. Every year around tax season, criminals start contacting thousands of people on behalf of the IRS via phone calls or emails. Now, their goal is to gain access to your computer and ultimately to your confidential information. These scams often look very real. Fortunately for you, with just a few simple tips, you can protect yourself from becoming one of their victims. First, let's start with phone scams. One scam has a criminal posing as an agent of the IRS, calling people up and explaining to them that if they file early, they can get a sizable rebate. Now, the agent will inform them that what they can do is they can set up the direct deposit on the phone. And if they don't set it up ahead of time, then they won't be eligible for this rebate. So, of course, they're going to require them to give their complete checking account information. In another phone scam, a supposed IRS agent is going to contact you and explain that they mailed you a sizable rebate check, but their records indicate you never deposited it. Well, of course you never deposited it because you never got the check. Now what they're going to say is, hey, for security purposes, they can't mail you a second check. But what they can do is they can direct deposit the funds into your account. All they need is your complete checking account information. Now, in some cases, you're going to receive a phone call from a supposed IRS agent who's trying to process your tax return. And what they're going to say is that during the process, they were unable to read your Social Security number. Now, you may have typed that Social Security number in. It may have been something that you wrote, and you know they could read it. It doesn't really matter. When you tell them that, they're going to say, look, I don't have that form. I'm just the person who's following up. I've been hired to process these. All I know is that I was told it was not legible. And you're going to say, okay, what do I need to do? And they're going to say, well, I just need your Social Security number. And then they may ask for a little bit of other confidential information as well to validate who you are. What you need to remember about any of these phone scams is that the IRS will never just call you via the telephone unsolicited and start asking for confidential information of any kind. It really is that simple. If you receive a phone call from somebody claiming to be from the IRS and they ask for any confidential information at all, simply hang up the phone. Then you're thinking, well, what if they turn out to be real? Well, you can do your own research. Just go to their website, www.irs.gov, www.irs.gov, and on there you can look up your local field office. Once you find your local field office, call them up, explain the phone call you just received, and ask them if it's legitimate. They'll be able to help you. Now, there's also a large number of fake emails that are sent out on behalf of the IRS. Oftentimes, these emails will contain information explaining that you are due a refund, and to collect that refund, you need to fill out a form. Now, they'll include a link in the email. When you click on that link, it takes you to a website that looks like you're going to something similar to the IRS. All you need to do is complete the form, which requires you to fill in all of your confidential information. And once you're done, you'll have a direct deposit of that refund into your account. Another email going around claiming to be from the IRS informs the recipient that they are going to be going through an audit. And in order to get the audit process started, they need to click on a link and go and complete a form. Again, of course, the form is going to require them to fill in all of their confidential information. In some cases, you'll receive an email that supposedly came from the IRS, and it will contain an attachment. Now, an attachment is a file that's been included with the email. In those situations, it may say that you're going through an audit, it may say that you're due a refund. It doesn't really matter what it says. Their goal is to get you to open that file that's been attached with that email. Of course, that file is actually a virus, and the minute you open it, your computer becomes infected. Like the fake phone calls, what you need to remember is that the IRS will never send you an unsolicited email. What that means to you is that if you receive an unsolicited email from the IRS, simply delete it. Now, sometimes these emails might look real. It might have your first name and last name in the email. It might even have your organization's name in the email. Doesn't matter. The IRS has made it very clear. They will never send you an unsolicited email no matter what. So to recap, if you receive an unsolicited phone call from someone claiming to be from the IRS, hang up. If you receive an unsolicited email from someone claiming to be with the IRS, delete it. Following these two basic steps is all it takes to defend yourself against these types of attacks. As always, spend a little time, do a little research, and protect yourself so you don't become the next victim of identity theft. I'm Jim for Strictly on Security. Have a great day.